Oh, you had a caramel. Oh, I forgot those were up there. I like Sarah's caramel. They're good.
Maybe that'll probably just make me crave more of them.
They're good.
Because they have the peanut butter and the caramel. Which is really good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, well, you like the peanut butter, and that's why you said.
I love caramel, too, though. Like Milky Ways are my other favorites.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let me grab the questions we asked this week. People were very happy, and then I have some to back some of the questions up.
You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Just Talking Out Loud. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
And we're happy to have you along this podcasting journey that we've been on for the last couple of years. So how you been? Now you got me all riled up.
I've been crazy.
Last part, they're cutting down trees above my car.
Yep, they were.
So who's to say?
But then they didn't do the pine tree was all through the wires, and they didn't do like I would have topped out their two pine trees off. Like I would have topped them off while you were in the wires, so then they wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't either.
But maybe they thought that those would definitely fall on the car. I don't know.
All right, I'll have to check it before we.
And we're
we're on the air. Okay, so anyway, Terry's got me all.
I did go around the car and check it.
Did you check the roof and the hood?
As much as I could see, yeah.
All right, a couple questions because we like to start the podcast. I've been asking some questions on Facebook, and we got some answers, and
wow,
we'll get Terry's responses too. And I got a couple today they were going to answer, but Joe and Mana didn't, so I'll tell you their answers to a question. And you can also text us now while you're listening to the show, so you can send us a text.
While you're listening.
Well, yeah.
Well, they're taped. So.
Well, they're taped, but still we'll talk about it the next week.
Yeah.
Or you can SpeakPipe and we'll put you on the air, but I think people hear that and like, whatever. So the first question was, and I think we've asked this question before in another way, but the question was, when you were a kid, what show did your friends watch that was banned in your house? So do you have anything? I didn't have anything.
My parents didn't. My dad usually controlled the TV.
Right.
And we watched whatever he wanted, and then if wasn't there, if he wasn't there, I Dragnet. I mean,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but he liked All in the Family,
Sanford and Son. He watched
Sanford and Son. Yeah, he liked those kind of things. And then as we got bigger, like teenagers, and I was home alone, I watched Love Boat. I watched whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
But TV shows weren't as bad back then.
Exactly.
I mean, they weren't. You didn't have to watch for certain things. And then, but now, like my girlfriend Paula, when she was growing up, they weren't allowed to watch Three's Company.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
They didn't have a TV for a long time.
Right.
The TV was evil.
Yeah.
And then when they did get one, or when she went next door to her aunt's to watch something, they were not allowed to watch certain things. Like Three's Company, I remember that was
that was a
no-no
because a guy and two girls
living in the
Well,
same.
Jillian says The Simpsons. They weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It was kind of bad. And you know what? Our kids really didn't watch The Simpsons.
I still don't.
They never really asked to, though.
No.
Either.
And Austin said that he wasn't allowed to watch Married with Children. And he said, I thought kids were so cool who got to watch it because it was blacklisted in our house. So those are two shows that are kind of, especially Married with Children.
Marriage with Children is kind of iffy, but see, our kids were almost adults by then, or were considered adults by then, weren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they were
80s. Wasn't that 80s? Or was that 90s?
Married with Children was
more
like
90s?
when Zachary was in high school.
I don't know. Was it?
Oh, it's Married with Children. Oh no, what is it? Married with Children? I'm thinking of the wrong one. I'm thinking of the two. I'm thinking of
what show were you thinking?
I'm thinking of The one with the extended family. The brother is gay and lives with, and what is the name of that show? It's Married.
Married with Children was in 87. Married with Children. You're talking about...
Married with Children is Love and Marriage.
Yes. Al Bundy.
Yeah, Al Bundy, which it was bad. Their daughter.
Yeah, they were very...
They were bad. They were very...
Girls, he was a shoe salesman. And
They were very liberal with their kids. And, their kids did what they wanted, yeah.
Well, I don't know if they just didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I
don't know. Maybe you'll think of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't know what you're talking about. But I was thinking of shows that, for us would be, we're parents in the 70s. I was, in my early teens, late teens, I should say. And of course, Three's Company was one that comes to mind that was very, out there.
Yeah, because a guy lived with two girls.
I mean, obviously, All in the Family.
Although it wasn't like, there were no, even though it was a guy living with two girls, there was not a lot of, like, sex like there would be nowadays.
Yeah, it was innuendos.
There was
type
little
stuff.
innuendos, but, like, little kids probably wouldn't even get it.
No, I mean, if you watch it today, you're like, that's lame.
Yeah.
Compared to what today is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So the next question was, what's the worst thing a first date said that was a big red flag? Was there any of your dates that you had?
Yeah.
Someone said something. What are you looking at me for? I never said anything.
You remember? You don't remember this?
Oh, Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, he was going dancing. He was wearing his white hat, his white jacket, his white pants, his white shoes, and he was going dancing with Jimmy.
Right.
I was like, take me home now.
Yeah, I still don't get that one. But anyway, Annette says it wasn't what they said. It was Russian hands and Roman fingers, as my mother called it. This was the first and last date. That's the only one I got on that one, but I forgot about I didn't forget once you said it. Yeah, wear my white hat, my white pants, white jacket, whatever.
White shoes, and going dancing with Jimmy. And I wasn't going to, and I was like, I like to go dancing. And
not with Jimmy, you ain't dancing.
And I was like, okay, if you're going all in white and going dancing with Jimmy, then this is not the relationship.
Yeah, that's not, you are like, no, and that's not happening.
That wasn't the first date, though. That was like the third or fourth. It was not.
Yeah, it wasn't the very first. Okay. I'm trying to find, for the next thing, here it is. No, that's
First of all, I never knew a guy that dressed all in white.
Yeah, well, white shoes was Pat Boone. Other than that, I don't even know.
I mean, unless they were getting married to be in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. They were in white. Sometimes,
sometimes
I don't
getting married. Like in the 80s.
Men wear white?
In the 80s, I think you wore white, didn't you, for a wedding?
Oh, I think I did. You know what?
In the 80s, it was popular to wear white for the wedding.
I think you're right. Now that you said that. Oh, now I can't find my paper. I wanted to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the next question was, is showering twice a week normal or gross?
Most people would probably say gross.
Yeah. Annette, Sherry, Matt. Matt says, and Matt and Ian have been on the show. Matt says gross, unless you ask Ian.
Unless you ask him. I mean, and I worked at the school, and some kids smelled. I mean, you could tell they didn't shower every day because they had odor. And I would send them to the nurse to have the talk with them.
Right.
But, like, I don't know. When I was younger, I had greasy hair. I showered every day for, like, school in high school.
Well,
but now my hair is dry.
Right, so you don't wash the hair every day.
I don't wash my hair nearly as often as I used to because it's dried out, and if I wash it, it just seems to dry it out more.
Right.
But I mean, things like that change, and but you got to wash your your goodies every day.
That's what the one answer was. Only twice a week, kind of not good, but I guess it says if you wash the important parts in between days, I guess it's not too bad. And I had a story about a lady that wants to divorce
and like in the summer,
her husband. I can't find it.
And like in the summer, we're in and out of the pool all the time. And
Yeah,
then
well,
I'm washing the chlorine out of my hair, but I'm putting cream rinse on it to try and not dry it out all the time. Then this summer, a lot I didn't go under and put it up on my head just so I wouldn't dry it out more.
No, well, that was a question we talked about too. Was, is a pool considered a bath for kids? And
some kids would probably say, "Yeah, I've been in that pool all day."
All day, exactly.
So I have chlorine on me. Oh well, there's chlorine in our water too. They might say.
Well, of course they would. So I think it's gross, but you get all smelly and icky.
Well, especially like I exercise in the mornings, and then
Okay, so the next question is, if you could only choose 3 condiments to use for the rest of your life, what would they be? So I'll give you Mana's and Joe's matched for the most part, other than they both said ketchup. They both said mayo.
Mayonnaise.
And this is where it differed.
Yeah, mine would be ketchup and mayonnaise.
Yeah. So Mana likes like a barbecue sauce, but then she said, I really like honey mustard, which is something
I like.
So I think she went with honey mustard. Joe says, I don't think it's a condiment, but I want butter on there. Because he loves his butter, especially when Diane throws the butter away. Because we always get these big tubs of those little packets.
Oh,
and then whenever we had bread.
Tell her, send them home.
Whenever we have the bread, he wants the little packets of the
butter, yeah.
So John, Lauren's stepdad, said ketchup, barbecue sauce, and mayo. Jillian said ketchup, mayo, and buffalo sauce. And then Kim said ketchup, mayo, and mustard. So thank you for all the responses. But you said ketchup, mayo. Mine's ketchup, mayo for sure.
I like barbecue too, though.
And my third one, ketchup and mayo is my two big ones.
Ketchup and mayo would be my first 2.
My third one is tough because I'm a plain, as far as my hot dog, I don't put mustard on my hot dog. So ketchup's fine with me. You know what I mean? The hamburger, I could care less if there's mustard on it.
I like relish on my hot dog, but I don't eat it on anything else.
Right. So that would be, to you, it would be a one thing.
One waste, yeah.
Right.
Mine would either be honey mustard or barbecue. My third one.
I'm trying to think of something. I'm not even a big barbecue.
I know you're not a barbecue. So.
Although some of the
ranch dressing, though.
Yeah, ranch. Well, is that
considered a condiment?
Is that just a dressing? That's a dressing.
Or dressing. That's a dressing. But some people dip their fries in ranch
That's
dressing
true.
and like
cucumbers.
I do that every time I'm with the kids.
Yeah.
I've got Finn on the cucumbers and ranch thing. And he, you know what, today he acted like he didn't want to eat, but then he ate a piece of pizza and a little piece of cheesy bread and cucumbers and ranch with his M&Ms. He threw a fit because of something when Beckett fell asleep. I forget. I know what it is. He went potty on the potty, and I let him put all the magnets on the chart. So he took it to Mommy, and he wanted a prize.
Oh.
And I said, well, I didn't know that's why you were putting all the magnets on there. I thought we were done with the chart.
Yeah.
And he put all the magnets on, and he wanted a prize, and he threw a fit because he couldn't. And so she said she gave him M&Ms with his pizza if he would eat the pizza too.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
And that's how she got him to
something to get off the.
Yeah. And so she put a little bit of M&Ms in a bowl, and I heated the pizza and the crazy bread up a little bit,
Yeah.
And then I said, "Will you eat?" And he was eating. At first, he wasn't touching the pizza. He ate 2 or 3 bites
M&Ms.
of the. He was eating all the M&Ms, and then he was having the ranch
on the M&Ms,
on the cucumbers, and then eating, like, mixing
Wow.
them. And I wouldn't think that tastes good. I would think the ranch would taste better with the pizza. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
the
Like
pizza,
the
yeah,
cucumber
especially the
and
crust.
ranch, and then a bite of pizza, but not the M&Ms. He was like eating a few
Oh,
M&Ms
Fen.
and then yeah.
You are different for sure. But thank you for all the answers, and hopefully we'll find some more good questions for next week so that you can let us know. And if one of those that you've heard, please text us and let us know what your condiments, maybe your first date, maybe something was a red flag. I think we all know that twice a week for showering, most likely going to be gross, unless you're Pigpen from Charlie Brown. And
Yeah.
otherwise you're not really worried about it.
Well, and
So-
I think a lot of preteens and like teenagers go through that stage where they don't want
need
to
the
or
deodorant,
something, but you
too.
just, yeah.
Kinda
it's-
stinky.
Like I said, I had the nurse. I would send them to the nurse, and the nurse would give them the hygiene talk.
Yeah. I had we talked costumes last week for Halloween, which is coming up, and Terry's been decorating the house. She got that bug, that bug where you start doing some crafting. So Terry's been doing some crafting.
I did a little too much.
And I noticed that
Are the acorns still
everything
up?
seems to be up unless I miss some. I didn't run them over with my truck.
Okay, well that's
Now, when she says acorns, they're painted eggs with some, what do you call that,
Garnish.
moss,
moss,
or the
Spanish moss, or
twine
twine
that you wrote,
on the top
glued.
for the acorn. Yeah.
So she was in a crafting mode. We didn't have the kids, so they weren't feeling good. So we had the weekend to ourselves, which is very unusual. So anyway, but what? You can't do that, Terry. You can't
Okay.
whisper.
Okay.
I don't even know. So anyway, I'm gonna have to cut all this out.
No.
All right, so let's talk about hygiene. Let's keep on that, if you don't mind. There's, women are calling out some really gross things that men do in their hygiene, or some things that they've seen men do. And
Women's public restrooms are the worst, though.
Well,
They're worse than
we're
men's
talking
usually.
what men do. So hundreds of women were revealing these surprising and very disgusting things that they've seen them do.
Their husbands?
It could be just, it could be a night over, boyfriend, whatever. One lady said, had a one-night stand. This was a one-night stand with a dude who didn't wipe his butt properly and left poop stains on the edge of the bed.
Oh, that's so gross. That is so gross.
I love when people are eating dinner, listening to our
Maybe he has
podcast.
problems. I don't know.
No, he just doesn't know how to wipe. Luckily, my hotel room had a spare cover, blanket. But God, that experience put me off. One-night stands altogether.
Oh, God,
That
that
is
would.
nasty.
That is nasty.
Another person said not washing their hands after they go to the bathroom because they don't think that they're dirty. I have heard this exact justification dozens of times. There are a lot of people that do not wash their hands after they leave the bathroom.
I know, that's gross.
If you shake it more than twice, you're going to have some, especially if you're a man, you're going to have some residue on your fingers. Nobody wants any residue.
If I touch
And
anything
then you're
in there,
going in
I
and
wash
working
my
with
hands.
making meatballs afterwards.
That's gross.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want never mind. Okay.
You're madder in your meatballs.
You're madder in your meatballs. Some other gross hygiene that women said men do or have seen. This woman said a guy I dated said that washing hands was emasculating. I said, "Bro, this washing hands thing is really a big deal, I guess." My ex didn't even have hand soap in his bathroom, so she knew he wasn't washing his hands. My husband used to shower with dish soap instead of shampoo and body wash. Although, Dawn dishwashing liquid does a lot of things they clean ducks that have oil on it. So, it's better than not cleaning at all.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but
At least he's
No.
using some kind of soap.
he's using, it doesn't say anything about his hair. I'm assuming he's not using,
He's probably using Dawn
Dawn
in
for his hair?
hair.
wouldn't it be like really sudsy? How would you, whatever.
Rinse and rinse.
Well, again, we go back to the bird and the
oil. If you've got greasy hair, it might work better.
Maybe. This one said my ex boyfriend didn't use soap when he showered. He once dried himself off with a dirty T-shirt after you get out of the shower. Man, don't even use a towel. I guess you don't want to do laundry. This lady said she had a boyfriend who lived with her for 2.5 years. I realized that he was wiping boogers on all my walls and furniture.
Ew.
So there were literally hundreds of them.
Ew, that would be gross. I'm sorry. First time I saw a booger, I'd be like, do you wipe your boogers on me? I'd be like, you're out of here. You are out of here.
Surprised they're not under the kitchen table. You know, people like doing it at their desk. Hey, I'll tell you something. It was gross. We had that at work where
people stick their gum under
Joe
the
told me,
desk?
no, boogers.
Ew.
He said, be careful when you reach underneath. I said, why? And then, I mean, it was literally covered. It's going to make me throw out. I'm going to throw up. Boogers. I mean, that's just nasty. I mean,
and I got post-nasal drip all the time. I'm always carrying a Kleenex to catch it, and that's still gross to me.
Not flushing. This person says, like, does your nose not work? Not flushing the toilet.
Yeah. Now, I can see in some areas why they don't. Like this summer was drought, very big drought. And I'm sure my sister and our friends that live, and they have wells, their wells were almost dry. So they probably waited until you went 3 or 4 times and then flushed.
Yeah, people are relishing
Or they
this rain
waited
we're
until someone did a big job and then they flushed because their wells were really...
Yeah, very low,
Yeah.
for sure. This lady said she was having dinner with a male friend and said we were about to leave the restaurant, and she said he blew his nose in the cloth napkin.
Oh, yuck.
He thought nothing of it, and I will never look at him the same.
Yeah, I know they wash them,
I mean-
but I don't want to use it if I knew someone blew their nose in it.
Yeah. Oh. And
It's
finally,
for your hands. It's for your greasy hands.
yes, it's not for your boogers. A lot of boogers and poo. Now we're going to talk about pee.
Okay.
My ex used to pee in the sink
Ew.
because it was more comfortable. What the hell?
Was he really tall?
I realized after about a year where those yellow stains came from. And he would not stop doing it even though I asked him to. What? Now, are we talking about the kitchen sink? Or are we talking about the bathroom sink? What still, don't you have to have I can't.
He might be really tall.
He'd have to be. How's that more comfortable? It just
If you're
doesn't.
really tall, I guess it would be.
You'd have to be,
You wouldn't have to
7
lean
foot
down.
tall, wouldn't you?
I don't
To
know.
be. Now I got to go measure.
Maybe
Let's
her
see where
sink
my-
was lower than most.
Well, that's a urinal then. I mean, you might as well just get a urinal. That's just weird. Pee in this. Man, that was gross, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Especially whenever you brush your teeth in there and there's pee like in there.
I wonder when people listen. Like, do they listen while they're eating? Or do they, like, in the breakfast in the
Because
morning?
we talk about a lot of
Yeah,
gross stuff.
That was
It's
gross.
mainly
That was some gross
That's
stuff.
boogers on the walls and the furniture. Oh, I would have fits if I sat down on my furniture and there was boogers all over
That's
it.
pretty nasty.
That's
So,
gross.
well, speaking of nasty, this is a woman you wouldn't want to take to your mom or to your dad. Annie Knight is known as Australia's most sexually active woman. Apparently, her goal was to sleep with 600 people in 2024. She's up to 365. That's one a day, 365 days a year. Well,
So she's done more than one a day.
yeah, I'm sure she has.
Because it's, yeah.
She said that she's already been with 4. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She reached 365 in 2023.
Okay.
And then this year she's up to about 400. And she's starting to take applications. So anybody's interested in helping her reach her goal.
That's really gross.
That's just really weird. She also
She
is.
doesn't care about sexual diseases.
Oh,
then, I
they're
guess.
filming it too. So if you don't mind being
They're
on film.
filming it all.
Yeah, it wants some consent to filming, proof of STD testing.
Oh, so she's trying to get ST. She's trying not to get an STD.
Well, yeah,
while
she's not
she does
trying
it.
to get one, but still. So good luck to Annie. I hope it all works out in the end, I guess. Swearing. What state do you think swears the most?
California.
If you had to pick a state, you say it's California? What if I told you they're not even in the top 10?
Really?
Yeah, which
I
is
don't know
surprising.
I'm trying to think, okay, where is it really cold and more accidents than, you slip on the way.
Yeah, and you just say,
when you shut your your fingers in the car door, what do you say?
yeah.
Everything's
I thought I had like I don't know where it is. I thought there was like a beeping sound I could have used, but I don't know. My foot's not going to reach it. So anyway, so they did this survey to find out what states swear the most. I was kind of surprised at some of them, but California's not on there.
Now I'm thinking more, I don't know.
Number 10, Illinois. Number 9, Michigan. You're from Michigan. You were born in Michigan.
I wasn't born.
Oh, you were born in Florida.
But I was raised.
You're raised in Michigan. Number 8, which I would have said New Jersey. New Jersey and Nevada are tied at number 8. You probably swear a lot if you're in Nevada, Las Vegas. You lose a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. There goes another
$1,000. Number 7 is surprising. I shouldn't say it. Maybe it's not surprising. Pennsylvania, number 7. Mississippi, number 6. Ohio is number 5. In the top 4 most swearing states, Virginia's number 4, Georgia number 3, Louisiana number 2, and Maryland, which is kind of surprising to me, is number 1. I don't know why. A lot of people swear in Maryland.
They're close to D.C.
Well, that's true. That could be.
So is New Jersey, though, and they were further down the list.
Yeah, that's true, too. A couple things we'll talk about after the break. We're going to talk about kids and what they're expecting for Halloween. Walmart is offering something pretty cool for Thanksgiving, and it actually starts today, and October 14th, which this is going to be. So we'll talk about that, and people that are working from home, apparently, they're getting a lot of sex while they're at work.
Really?
So apparently, we'll talk about that.
I don't know. The ones I go to help aren't.
Okay.
They don't even get in the same room.
Well, you are there, though.
But
it's a little different.
He's all the way upstairs. She's all the way downstairs.
Maybe it's a long distance. I think
even the 3 days that no one's there, I don't think.
Well, it'd be hard to do.
Well, because he's in the office, out of the office, upstairs, down. Yeah, today he thought he had to work overtime. So,
yeah.
When you're doing something on the computer constantly, then you're not getting much.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that coming up next. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes. And they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great-looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website, and all you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players. And you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. We may as well continue on that of the women, people working from home. Apparently is boosting their sex lives. Hybrid and remote working situations have made an impact, apparently, in our lives in different ways, many of them positive. A lot of employees are feeling less stress and burnout. It's giving them a healthier work life, it says. New research highlights a surprising side effect of working from home. Apparently, it's giving them better sex lives. The Body and Soul 2024 Sex Census has just come out, revealing what's going on behind bedroom doors. So they polled 2,000 people. The biggest barrier to sex people are dealing with is stress and burnout. 48% are struggling with this. Having less energy, and of course you're getting older, are also keeping people from getting busy as often as they want, if you know what I mean. That might not be the only thing. Keeping things, upright and at attention sometimes isn't really easy either. But one thing is actually giving their sex lives a boost, and that's working from home. Flexible working arrangements have led to more sex for nearly half of respondents under the age of 30. 62% of men, 61% of women say they're satisfied with their sex life. That may be related to increased stamina, as the average romp now lasts about 16 minutes. That's up from 12 minutes in 2019. That's more exercise. You know what I mean? You're getting yourself all built up for that, whatever, once a week. How often are they getting it on? 45% having sex once a week or more. The most popular locations for sex include
the bedroom.
The bedroom, number one. What is number two? I know you're not going to get this one.
The kitchen.
That is number
the bathroom.
4. Shower or bath, yes, is number 2. In the car.
In the car.
Is before the kitchen.
I don't know why you would want to even.
You go to your favorite spot. What was that used to call in Happy Days when they used to go to, what was that called? I remember
Park.
They would take, it was back
Lover's Lane.
Is that what it was?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, I'll have to look that up. No, I'm sure someone's screaming that to us, and we don't know the answer, but I know they not look out. I thought there was a place I didn't watch a lot of Happy Days, to be honest. I watched some of it, and I swear they would take the old car up and
point.
I can't remember. Anyway,
I don't know.
Who cares? All right. So
I don't know what they called it. I didn't watch that much Happy Days either.
We wouldn't do it in the car. Just doesn't seem like
you get a gear shift up your butt, and it's just
maybe that's why. A little.
I don't think so.
No, okay. So Halloween is coming. So let's talk Halloween first, and then we're going to talk about what Walmart is offering. Oh, by the way, a survey finds that a third of us would give up alcohol to never do housework again. They would actually give it up altogether, just not to do housework. What about you? Well, we don't drink, so it doesn't matter. But
I could see that, though.
Would you? Is there something I'm trying to think. Is there something that I would
to have a cook?
Try to think what I would give up just to not have to close and open the pool.
No, you don't mind. You must not mind.
It's a lot.
You ordered it. I mean, you got this pool, and then it's a lot of work.
What do you mean I got it? I thought we wanted the pool. Well, now it's mine.
I was going to do without it, but
you were going to do without it. No, you weren't. Don't. That's no. No,
not like we had little kids anymore.
They were still. We had.
Zach was in high school.
Yeah, and they still used the pool. Nathan, when it was 2011.
2010 when we put it in. And
he was still here.
Not really.
Whatever.
He was working all the time.
So the kids want for Halloween, what candy do kids want for Halloween?
Reese's
I don't think it ever.
peanut butter cups.
That's number one. I don't think it ever changes. That's number one. What's number two?
Snickers.
Snickers is number two. What's number three? You're on a roll. Why can't you pick lottery numbers this easy?
Milky Way.
No. Break me off a piece of that.
Kit Kat bar.
That's number three. What's number four?
Trying to think.
It's my favorite.
Oh.
No, not that. The other one. I don't know. I had
Three Musketeers.
Yes, that's exactly in my mind. I had this.
I was going to say Three Musketeers.
Yes,
You said not
no,
that.
not that one. I knew
It's not Three Musketeers.
No, and that's why I said. And it's funny. I could feel you, even though you didn't say it. I knew you were going to say Three Musketeers.
Not that one. The other one.
Yeah, the other one. What else do I like? It's up there now, and half of it's all gone.
M&Ms.
M&Ms is number 4, and number 5 is just. It's a tie between Skittles and Sour Patch Kids. I'm not a fan of either one of those. Top 4, I'm in. But I am a big Three Musketeers. I do like my Three Musketeers. What that's most of, well, you like Milky Way.
I do like Milky Way.
And you're a York peppermint
butter,
patty.
I like Butterfinger.
Butterfinger.
And anything with peanut butter in it. Yeah, Butterfinger.
Yeah, Terry's a
Clark
peanut butter
bar.
connoisseur. She loves peanut butter. Loves it. I think she'd even do peanut butter and bacon if there was such a thing.
No, I never tried it. I didn't like the peanut butter and chocolate that well, though. But
well, let's go. Before I talk about
peanut butter
Walmart,
and mayonnaise is good, though.
Walmart's doing a Thanksgiving deal. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let's talk about how many people are going to celebrate Halloween this year. And I will say that it almost seems, and maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like there are a lot of people decorating for Halloween. Seems like more than usual.
Well,
to
they
me.
got more out. Like, they got more really big stuff out.
That one
like
house.
the big warehouse, over there by the hospital. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, they get. And
Those things are.
And if you go into Sam's Club, they have the big Beetlejuice mansion with all the Beetlejuice stuff, out.
But those things are, they're like 10 feet tall,
or
if
more.
not taller.
Yeah, they're probably 12
and
or
they're
more.
at least $300.
Oh, I would think.
And they had 4 of them in their yard.
Well, they might have got them at the end of last year when they were on sale, but still.
Now, where do you put those?
They come apart.
I know, but they
neighbors
still
have
take
one.
up room, don't they?
I would think.
So anyway, I want to talk about how many people are actually going to celebrate
Halloween
this year. And it just seems to me like.
Do you count us as celebrating because we give out candy? But we do buy a pack of candy in case any trick-or-treaters come to the door. So is that not celebrating?
I think that is, right? Because we're giving out candy. Anyway, so according to a new survey, 94% are planning to celebrate Halloween with candy this year. So I guess we're in that 94%.
Okay.
A lot of them are waiting until October 31st to indulge. More than half are enjoying Halloween treats before the holiday.
That's why I can't buy them too early.
No,
or if
they'll
I do,
be
I have to
gone.
hide them.
They'll be gone. Nearly 97% will be giving out candy to trick-or-treaters. 2/3 of them say they give trick-or-treaters 2 or 3 pieces of candy. That was the other big thing. Like, we don't really know if we're ever going to get hit.
Right. So, yeah. And there's been 2 or 3 times that we were hit and we almost ran out because I was
right.
given 2 or 3 pieces. So then I gave 1.
But they're so small.
I know. And you know what?
size.
Everything. You remember when we were kids, you got a full-size Clark bar. You got a full-size Hershey
know.
bar. You got a full-size, everyone had, that they didn't have all these little fun-size things.
Well, it's not fun because you need 5 of them to make one. I got to have 5 of them to equal 1. I like them big, giant bars, which I don't need. 2/3 say that, I said that, given 2 or 3 pieces. And some of the Halloween treats, chocolate, of course, gummy candy, chewy candy, candy corn. I'm not a big candy corn person. hard candy and lollipops are some popular things. And some people, shapes matter. 2/3 like their sweets shaped like pumpkins, ghosts, and bats. You know, the Halloween does the pumpkin, do they?
Yeah, last year I had the little, they looked like a grave. They were peanut butter cups. They were like shaped like a gravestone and had like a skeleton or something.
And this is not surprising. The final stat, more than half of parents confess they steal from their kids' Halloween candy stash. That's not surprising because I used to do the same thing. Sorry, kids. I had to find out that way, but it's true.
Daddy was eating your Reese's.
Yeah, that's why you'd always be left with like the wax lips, the candy corn, that ball of popcorn.
Daddy was eating your Three Musketeers.
Yeah, that's right. The ball of popcorn that someone got you. Yeah, that's all that stuff. So anyway, but so kids, you might want to lock up your candy this year because the parents are coming for you. So Thanksgiving. I know this is we're here in the middle of October, but it'll be here before you know it. And believe it or not, Walmart is offering an inflation-free Thanksgiving deal earlier than ever. It starts today. Might seem like it's too soon to talk about Thanksgiving, but to be honest with you, that turkey dinner sounding pretty good. The retailer is bringing back their inflation-free Thanksgiving meal kit. And as I said, it starts today. They'll be selling the 28-item dinner deal that feeds 10 people for $7 per person. That's not bad, right? The kit comes with turkey, all the sides, as well as dessert, and also to make a home-cooked feast for less, the deals will be available through Christmas Day. And Walmart will now let you buy one for someone else anywhere in the U.S. So if you have somebody that, maybe
laid
especially
off or something,
we want to say our prayers for those people in North Carolina and Florida and Georgia and all the places that just got wiped from the hurricane. And I've been watching some of the devastating photos.
I just saw my cousins all
down in Florida
posted the jetties were underwater, but I don't know how bad it is like in town. I didn't look into pictures.
Well, Asheville, North Carolina just got destroyed. There's only one from what I.
In other words, all the rain dumped there, right?
One road was getting in. That's all like some of the highways were just completely washed out. Mudslides, just devastating. And so anyway, our prayers definitely for all those people that were affected by the hurricane. Just devastating. What a hurricane can do. I don't know. Sometimes you think you're in the middle, like in North Carolina. You think,
you should be okay.
You think, right? Especially right, and that thing just was just destroyed people's lives, unfortunately. Let's finish up with. I really wanted to talk about the lady that wanted to. Oh, you know what? Well, there's two of them here. What do you want to listen to? Here's our last. This could be our last story. Last two. Which one you want to hear first? There's a popular surgery that men are getting done, or things that people would happily give up. Oh, okay. Let me re-say this. Things people would happily give up sex to get. So just the alcohol thing. So which one sounds more interesting to you?
What kind of surgeries do men?
Well, believe it or not, U.S. men apparently are turning to a plastic surgery procedure called ab etching, to achieve six-pack abs without doing any sit-ups. The high-definition liposuction involves sculpting the stomach muscles by removing fat from specific areas to create the illusion of a toned physique. Is that why all these people look so good? You ever get on TV?
Yeah, and they all look like they got.
They all look like they got six packs. Are they really working that hard at it? I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know. The procedure is very popular in Brazil. Apparently, it's gained traction in the U.S. Now, this ab etching does promise instant abs. Experts warn it's not a quick fix. Patients must maintain a healthy lifestyle to keep the results, and those with an inactive lifestyle may be ruled out. Despite these challenges, more men now seem to want a more youthful appearance and are ditching the dad bods. So people are getting their six-pack abs by surgery, getting it etched in. So I guess you wouldn't be able to eat ho-hos
and I
on
don't,
a diet.
And I don't think they can do it without anesthesia, right?
I wouldn't think so. I don't know.
I'm
Is
out
that
for that?
is that a
then.
local? What you want to do a six-pack ab?
Well, no lower. I just need all the extra skin
Oh.
cut off.
So here are some things that people would give up sex just to get. More than a quarter said they would happily stop having sex for an entire year if it meant they'd have enough money or on a deposit for a home. So that's all they want, to buy a home today. And I was having a hard time.
Well,
I don't know if I should bring it up, but homes today, it's hard for me to
today
fathom.
Are
And
really expensive.
Yes, and I always remember my dad's, paid $18,000 for his house or whatever, and then we paid $39,000 for this house. And this house today, if we were going to buy this house today, would be well over $200,000.
Well over.
But that just scares the bejeebers out of me. I can't fathom signing a thing that says, you're buying a house for
$200,000-$300,000.
I realize it's just the way that it is, but and I always thought I'll never sound like my dad. Here I am saying about a car, and we bought two cars.
And they probably thought the 18 was horrible.
Probably back in the day, that's probably true.
Because they were probably making $2 an hour.
Gen Z is even more willing, as half of them say they'd be celibate for a year to just afford a home. And that's not the only thing they'd trade their sex life for. A quarter of Gen Z would abstain to get a promotion at work, while a third would give up sex to get a raise. So a lot of people give it up just for simple stuff. Millennials would choose to keep having sex instead of taking a deposit on a home or raise or a promotion. So millennials like, no, I'm still having sex. I don't really
They
care
like their
about the money.
sex
Yeah.
rather than they don't the money, huh?
Among respondents age 45 and older, this is where we come in, just about half would pick being a homeowner over being able to have sex. Men were also more likely to say no to giving up sex. 45% of guys surveyed said they couldn't live without sex for a year, no matter what it would get in return. 23% of women said the same. So a lot lower for women as far as what they would give up sex for. So there you go. There's our final two offerings.
But you had something about a woman.
I did, but I can't find the paper.
You can't find it.
I can't. It was about a woman that had only been married for like maybe 2 weeks, and she wanted a divorce. And I can't remember. I know it had something to do with hygiene, and that's why I grabbed it. And I think he would not bathe. She said she couldn't stand near him because he stunk so bad. And none of these they had no warning signs at all.
Like while she dated him?
Yeah, that's what kind of threw me off. Maybe I'll try and find it, and we'll touch up on it.
He bathed while they dated and then decided once he got married he didn't have to anymore.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I don't think I could put up with that either.
That's tough.
I mean, especially if you're sleeping in a double bed next to him and stuff like that.
Unless you're sleep divorce. That's a big thing now, sleep divorce.
You sleep in different rooms.
Different rooms, different, yeah.
I would have to do that because I wouldn't sleep if I could smell him.
Right. Well, there's this.
It's
there's
like
the
sleeping
smelly,
with a wet dog,
Oh, yeah, the smelly wet dog.
Mm-hmm.
There's that, and then there's always the snoring.
Yeah.
Some people
A lot
just
of people can't sleep
have a
with their
hard
loved
time
one because they snore.
Snore so bad. So, but anyway. So, is there anything else you want to leave on that you maybe came up with, some kind of ideas that you were thinking about? I know how much, we're work you put into this podcast. So I just think
Well,
that maybe
we do this podcast on a day when I am busy,
I know.
like with kids.
I know
I'm usually in Pittsburgh and I come home. We eat and sit down
But
and
if-
do the podcast. So I don't have anything on my mind except,
But if we don't, then it gets harder as the week goes on.
And then it's
Doesn't it?
hard to get in. Yes. So
It's just like sex. It's hard to get in, even though we're an empty. It's hard to get in. Yeah. Your dirty mind.
oh, that's funny.
I love you. All right.
God, that's
Thanks for listening. Don't forget, every Monday we have a new episode. So please subscribe.
Peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots, and also tell your friends. Because I'm on the fence as to how much longer.
We're gonna do this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Depends on the day you talk to him.
I know it's weird. It's just a weird, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway,
How about your radio station? Are you on that?
I'm good.
stuff?
I'm good with that.
Okay, you've gotten that into a routine.
It's a routine. We're getting a steady 50 to.
I think
100
that's something
people,
you'll like to do in retirement.
But I like this
even.
is fine. It's
Yeah.
only once a week. It's just hard coming up sometimes with. But I like the questions. So if I can keep doing the questions, and even if we just do that,
yeah.
and maybe that, I don't know. But part of me feels like if we did video, it would build a little faster.
We have to set someplace up because I can't sit like this on a video.
Yeah, I know. You're all
kinda
scrunched down.
scrunched
That's what I mean. That's
in
why
that.
I haven't done anything because
And if I was on
we don't
video, I
really
would not
have-
feel right.
well, the way you're scrunched down.
I feel like I'm all,
Yeah, we'd have to have a setup to where it's enough for 4 people if we want to do 4 people.
and we'd have to have some type of backdrop. This is not look
The
bad,
backdrop
but
is
it's-
fine.
Yeah, but it's just
The couch, we kind of sink down in the
yeah.
couch.
We
And,
think yeah.
but I really believe that would help. But I
We
just,
could probably lift the table up and set chairs or stools
yeah,
if we got the right height.
we do it right around the ball pit.
Yeah, we could do it around the ball pit and the kitchen sink,
and the kitchen.
and little mini kitchen, and
The kids' kitchen. Yeah.
in the Hot Wheels racetrack, and the popcorn popper, and the shopping cart, and
Yeah,
the
Tim asked
pirate
me.
ship. And
He said, "You lost your game room." Huh? I was like, "Yeah, it's a kids' room again. It's a blessing.
yeah,
It's a blessing." So anyway, subscribe. Tell your friends. Would you be interested in seeing a video form of this show? We can, let me know in our comments. Text us. Also follow us on Facebook or X, and don't forget to text us. Don't forget to use SpeakPipe. We'd love to hear from you, one way or the other, and we appreciate those of you that have stuck with us since the beginning. Thank you very much. And that's it. We're out.
have a great week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.